Hey guys. Oh crap, almost into this. Hey. So I know this is like last minute. I couldn't set it any sooner. And then I had to make room on my StreamYards. Ah crap, that didn't download. Okay. Anyways. So hopefully people will come in as we get going. So I wanted to do this thing because I had a lot of people that were asking questions and saying certain things, like they didn't watch the video, and I wanted to kind of explain, how the readings work, how things work, etc., etc. And I might even map the perpetrator's house from the Delphi chart. I was thinking about that as I was getting on here. So, well, he's a believer now, so it's okay. One day he's going to be in chat, KJ. And this is probably not going to be that long because I have to actually do a reading live tonight. So, yep. So we'll see if people come in. I don't know. Maybe one day. Well, if you just switch me to the TV, then it's all taken care of. So I want to kind of do this so that people can ask the questions. I see a lot of questions and comments, and I might actually go through those and see if people don't re-ask them. I mean, I kind of answered them in the chat yesterday. So, the thing is like, if you don't believe the readings, then go check out the astrology. Christy mapped exactly where he lived, which I'm probably going to do tonight just to see, which I didn't think about before. I just learned how to map and it just kind of popped in my head. Like I've kind of explained, and this is all alleged entertainment purpose only in case, something happens, there's a hung jury or something. Like this is all spiritual, what is it, psychic stuff. So a lot of people are saying, well, you mentioned other names. As I've explained kind of multiple times, when I was doing the Autowrites, I was learning how I was only channeling. I was learning how to be a psychic. I was learning how to be a medium. I was auto-writing, thinking I was just picking up the girls. But as time went on and other cases happened, we realized I picked up different cases, past, present, and future. Cases that kind of aligned with the same timeline, the similarities, the same kind of dark energy. So a lot of those names in the Autowrites aren't even gonna go for Delphi, as I've explained. But the biggest thing is that Spirit does not repeat or say a full name of somebody that's innocent and somebody that is a patsy, so to speak. His name was mentioned in the very first reading. Alan and Kagan together. Richard came in, I think, 2 different readings. R, and then Rick Allen. So they did not repeat any other names. They did not say a first and last name for anybody. They did say names of lawyers, such as Bradley, I think was the name of one of the lawyers. That's also hit other cases. If you guys watch me and you know how interconnects work, you see that names hit multiple cases, and you see that a lot of the Autowrites that I do on world events can hit things too. Even on cases now when I do Autowrites, I have a lot more more control over it now than I used to, which takes time, learning, practice, which is what I always tell people. It was confusing in the Delphi Autowrites, but like I explained to people, I didn't know how I worked back then. So while I'm channeling thinking, okay, I'm just pulling in the girls, and I'm asking also for information on Iowa girls because I'm thinking in my mind that it's either a similar person or connected in some way. So I'm not just asking for the Delphi girl. So when you Autowrite, you're an open channel, but I've learned how to over the years, over 12 years, I've learned how to get in more control. So although whenever I do Autowrite, now it's not as crazy all over the place as it was back then. Back then, I was just tapping into my gifts. I was just learning. I didn't know how I worked. I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know that when you Autowrite, you could pick up anything, or at least when you're untrained at it. So that's why I tell people the most recent reading is the most accurate, because not only had time passed, and it wasn't an Autowrite, not only had time passed, not only had I been able to get out of the energy I was in, but I was also able to get out of the collective and quit being so involved with what groups and stuff were saying. That can have an effect. That's why I tell people I don't like to know anything about cases, but it was really hard to stay away from this case. But the astrology, we did the astrology. There's an astrology. We did his astrology and we did Delphi astrology. There is one person involved according to that astrology. Now, again, when I pick things up, we don't know what his mental facilities are. We don't know if he was actually seeing people with him. We don't know if things were in his mind. You know what I mean? We don't know. We know that I feel like there is a ring involved, a petal ring, that came in the astrology for it. There was religiously motivated. We don't know what his religious beliefs are. We don't know if he's into Satanism and he once was a Christian. Like, we don't know. We don't know if there's a connection to the church. So people say, oh, you say there's a connection. He lived really close to the church. He lived down the road from the church. So just because I say thing doesn't mean, like, I'm not saying that, and then we go back to Micah Miller and the pastor at that church. Could I have picked that up in the Delphi Autowrites? It's very possible. Because there's a lot of weird stuff with that dude too. So it's possible. But we noticed when we do the Autowrites, the 10 that I did for Delphi, we can go through and see what we think may fit. But as I learned throughout the years, past, present, and future, multiple cases. But the ones that I did more focused, the ones that I did the live one, where I got the name, where spirit brought me back to it, because they're like, okay, enough time has passed. It's time to come back to this and do this again. And this is what we're going to give you. So, but they had already said his name multiple times. There's no other names that they repeated multiple times. They'd already described him. I think if I go back to that reading, like, he was pretty much described to a T. And what people don't understand is, even if he were to be found innocent, or there's a hung jury, okay, it's not going to change my mind. That's no different than saying OJ is probably innocent. There's a reason that he was indicted in the first place, just because there's not a huge, strong case. I mean, there's not strong cases in a lot of cases, unfortunately. And the way that he's acted to try to change his looks and manipulate the system and manipulate people and have multiple confessions that are different to try to throw things off. I mean, you can see there's an issue there. He's made himself to kind of not look like the sketch anymore. He made himself older. A lot of suspects will do that. That's why when you see people go to court, you see that their looks have changed. Some of it might be the guilt, but some of it might be they want the jury to take pity on them. They want people to take pity on them, and they're being manipulated. And it comes in his chart that he's an extremely manipulative person. Always said he was a master manipulator. So, allegedly. He's playing games. This is, a game to him. He's had 5 years to clean his car. He's had 5 years to clean things up. There's things that point towards him. And then, when you're talking to witnesses, it's been 5 years. I mean, that's the thing. Who can remember somebody that's walking by them with their head down, in 5 seconds? I know that if I saw somebody on the street yesterday, I wouldn't remember what they looked like. So you have to take that into account too. I know. It's that's because I have to do a live with readings later. So I was trying to pop this on early. What is my dog cat? Hold on. They're chewing something. Hey, what are you chewing on? Bye. What do you have? No chewing on stuff. I don't know what he had. So you guys, I'm okay. How are you, Witchy Mama? So you guys can, ask your questions if you want to. Those are some of the questions that I saw on the comments. I know, that's what I'm saying. You're talking about 5 years, and and trying to recall somebody that you saw for 5 seconds walking by you, probably with their head down, I'm sure. I'm sure he had his head down once he did what he did. What are you chewing on? Hold on, now it's Justice. Yeah. Found it. It wasn't caught. It was Justice. Okay. And yes, he did make sure to change his appearance as well. Like I said, he's made sure. Who goes through that much to change their appearance? Who does that? Other than they want to pretend to be something that they're not. They want people to take pity on it. What's this? What do you have in your mouth now? Why do puppies put everything in their mouth like children? Yeah, make sure you take lots of vitamin C and you gargle with warm salt water and all that stuff. They have a thing called immune. If you can't get like either immune or I think it's immune or emergency, there is something called immune defense on Amazon. Oh, I don't know. It's just something I threw on, man. It's got holes and everything in it. You guys can't see the whole thing, so it's all I could find. I got to do my laundry. But no one will ever convince me he did it because his energy matches to me. If people look at that video and they say his energy doesn't match or didn't match back then I don't know what to say. If they can't look at someone and see when they're manipulating, you have to think somebody that was capable of something like this is not going to really project as, yes, I did it. Did Ted ever? Did he ever come out and say, yeah, I did it? You know what I mean? Just OJ was found innocent, but do many people feel like he was truly innocent? It all has to do with how the prosecutor lays out the story and the evidence that they have. What the heck was that? But unfortunately, sometimes people don't leave evidence, just like bodies aren't found. Why? Because some people are better at hiding bodies than others. Some people just jump them off the side of the road. Some people put them in water. Some people put them on the side of the road. It's no different than a case. Sometimes the same thing as Casey Anthony. Exactly. It's, I think this jury might be hung. I kind of have that feeling. Like there might be some that are like, okay, there's a lot of circumstantial evidence here that puts him at the bridge, that does all this, but then there might be some that are like, well, I don't know. There is probable, there is a bit of the doubt. There is the doubt. So I feel like there could be kind of like that. That's kind of just my feelings on it, unfortunately. But if we look at the astrology doesn't lie. So if you don't want to listen to the readings and you want to sit there and say, oh, you got other names, well, yeah, Autowrites, different cases. It can also be people that are connected to him. So spirit will always give puzzle pieces. So they will give you, like, say, the name of his mom, I think I got. Okay. The name of his somebody's friend. Kagan, the name of the guy that, had to do with the whole situation, the whole pedo situation. So, they're going to give puzzle pieces, and sometimes you will get names like that. But when it comes to the Autowrites, as I've explained over and over and over with the Delphi thing, that I didn't understand. I really did not understand how it worked back then. And so I was getting multiple cases. I feel like I got the truck driver serial killers because I kept getting a truck. And I think he was a truck driver at one time. Somebody said he delivered or something like that. And somebody also said, well, he wasn't a pharmacy tech. Never said he was a pharmacy tech. I said I saw pills, symbolic for a pharmacy. So McDonald's, right next to CVS. Again, Christy, the forensic astrologer that's been doing this for years. And although I disagree with how she went off on me about working with Ted, I still have to admit that she's great at what she does. She's been doing it a very long time, and she's literally found bodies. You can Google it. She's found 2 people. I read that. I didn't know this about her. I don't think a lot of people know this about her, but she found one body, and it led to another body on the same property that nobody knew was connected through astrology. Astrology doesn't lie in these things as long as it's read properly. And then you have our astrology that also points to his birth chart leading to him being capable of this, and the Delphi, and it leading to one person. And yes, people say, well, how can one person have done this? When you have a gun held on you, or a pew pew, whatever you want to call it, or we're allowed to call it. And I said that. I said he had a weapon. So if you have that held on you and you're 13 and 14 years old, you're going to be frozen in fear. Although Libby was very strong about it and very smart about it with her phone, it does not mean that they weren't frozen in fear. It does not mean that he did not have control over them. How many serial killers do you see that have more than one victim at a time? Doesn't necessarily mean that there's anybody else involved. But for some reason, I feel like he has, like, I don't know if it's like an alter ego, alter personality, like he was seeing things. I don't know. I feel like there's some kind of mental thing there, whether then or now. I've always kind of wondered that about him. Hey, Kai, leave her alone. You've got her ear licked the other way. So you have a lot of people saying that. So I mean, I trust spirit. Again, they don't repeat names. Richard was repeated multiple times. Alan was given in the very beginning. He lived down the street from the church. I think that's the church. I really do. I think that has a lot to do with the church. And it's always how we perceive the information. I'm not perfect. I never claim to be perfect. I just give you the information and tell you what I think it means. But it could mean something completely different. I've learned that I need to watch how I perceive things and just say what I'm seeing. So I'm always learning and growing and evolving too, but all I know is that souls don't lie, and they wouldn't give a full name on someone innocent, and they sure wouldn't give a full name on somebody that's being a patsy. It's just not what they would do. That's not how it works. So I hope that people can, not be played by his manipulation games. He's playing the victim so that everybody will feel sorry for him, so that he can get this sort of, hey, Kai, quit thing that he, the sympathy that he's getting. And I think he's innocent that he's getting. He wants to portray himself as that. Master manipulators, that's how they are. Unfortunately. Kai, quit. I might have to put Kai away again. Well, thank you, Sunshine. I try to answer questions, because I feel like a lot of people have questions and they don't really truly. Kai, hold on. Stop it. Leave my 18-year-old girl alone, dude. Kai's driving me crazy because he's supposed to get fixed next month, and he just won't leave my 19-year-old or my 18-and-a-half-year-old again. Dissociative identity disorder. Yeah, kind of. But I was also really in the collective. Like, people don't understand. I can pick up the collective. Anybody that's been in yes, Humpty Dumpty again. Anybody that's been in my lives know that I pick up on the minds, right? They know I pick up on thoughts. It's happened many times where I'm not reading the chat, but I say what's going on in the chat. That's an air sign. We do that wonderfully sometimes. Kai, quit. 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 I'm gonna have to put you in the crate again. I'm not doing this with you tonight. Yeah. So, what was I even talking about? Kai's throwing me off because my 19-year-old, she's very fragile. He's just not leaving her alone. Or 18 and a half. Quit. Stop. He could be trying to mimic it, yeah. Or he has just some kind of personality disorder. But what I was saying is I pick up on the mind with the live. You know what I mean? In the live, I can pick up on the chat. So therefore, when there's a lot going on in the collective, I can also pick that up. So I can pick up what people think or whatever. Unfortunately, it confuses. If you don't stop it, one more time. One more time. Come here. Come here. Come here. Stop being like that. You're not being a good boy. She's old and fragile. KJ, you weren't in here last night. No, so there's no point for me to do anything else, right? I have respect for spirit and I leave them on the other side. I mean, they came in with the balls when I was talking about this. Okay. They validated a lot of stuff. If you go back to the chat that I did, the balls were going off. They showed me who they showed me. They said his name in May. There's nothing else I can say to try to get people to understand. Like, where you guys are not seeing the real Rick. The real Rick 5 years ago is not who he is showing people now. There's a facade. And I think that came in the reading about him being two people, having two lives. People can have two lives, right? And their wives never know, their kids never know. Lots of serial killers have two lives and nobody ever knows, right? So, and welcome to the channel. We're so happy to have new subs because we lost so many, but we're happy to have some new people. So I mean, again, the a matter perception, she's been right in a lot of cases. She did the astrology. I posted it. You can Google it. You can go to Christie's. She had the suspect. I was thinking maybe we should map it. I was thinking we should map it today and see where it leads us. See where the descendant line leads us. Oh, I lost subs because Spirit made me talk about stuff that people didn't like. I lost like 300 subs. You know, talking about somebody that's dangerous in our political system. I lost a lot. It's fine. It is what it is. You know, if people condone certain things, you know, this is a justice channel. I'm always for the victim, period. Kai. So, you know, did anybody have any questions? Because yeah, and see, Delphi was done live too. And oftentimes I don't really like to do it anymore because I noticed during Idaho 4 I got thrown off track because I was reading this chat's mind. They were talking about what was it they were talking about, Tracy? And I picked it up. Had something to do with that girl that, what was her name? Was it Haley or something? The one that unalived herself. Like, they were talking about her in the chat, and then all of a sudden I heard the word and started talking about it, through the whole reading off. That's why I haven't been doing like lives on cases anymore. And it seems that like people they throw me off because you'll have people that second guess what I'm saying, and it makes me second guess. So that's why I don't like to do it. Like, a lot of times when I was doing like Idaho 4, you had, yeah, Hannah. Thank you, Tracy. I don't know why I said Haley. Hannah. So then you have a lot of people that will say, you know, have their own opinions or thoughts on it, and it throws me off, and I can't have that. I can't be second guessing things. So that's why I don't do lives anymore. So yeah, and I think the K that I was getting was for his last name, but I was seeing it on a knife. I don't know. Yeah, but what I'm saying is I got thrown off track in the last readings because of that. So, and then you have people second guessing, just like you have people coming on the comments and saying, you know, you're part of a spiritual channel. We're supposed to be here to respect and listen to spirit. And I'm not making up the name, right? So for you to come on and say, I think he's innocent, you obviously haven't went and checked out the astrology. You obviously don't believe what spirit's saying. You know what I mean? Like, astrology doesn't lie. You know, you don't have to listen to the readings, but astrology does not lie. Never have I ever gotten a full name on a case, and probably will I never again. It's something that is a gift. It's something that's rare, and I think that Libby did it because it was time. It was time to bring both names together. Although it had been mentioned before, it was time to bring it together. You know what I mean? Like I said, very off the first bat, the first Autowrite, Alan came in. You know, and then it was repeated. So, I don't know. Like I said, fishermen are gonna find him. I did a video on that yesterday. The chat was off. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't even looking at the chat. I never look at the chat. So I did not look at the chat anytime in Idaho 4 when I was channeling. It wasn't until we went back and we're like, oh crap, this was mentioned in the chat. Okay, that's why that came in. Because I was picking it up. So but still, you have people that throw you off. Oh, nope, I don't. Just like when I was doing Dylan's, I had people trying to throw me off there too. I kept seeing this guy and they were saying, oh, well, maybe it's this dude. It wasn't that dude. So, there's just reasons that I don't feel comfortable doing lives anymore. I think it kind of throws me and makes me confused a little bit when people put their own thoughts into it. Well, Spirit is incredible, AC. Thank you. Oh, that's interesting. I haven't watched his live yet, and he didn't message me. Exactly. No, as I just explained this, Jana. When I did Autowrites, I picked up multiple cases, past, present, and future. When you're learning to channel and you're deciding to do Autowrites and you don't know exactly how it works, you're going to assume that it's all connected until you get to know how this works. So as we got going, we realized it didn't work. It didn't match anymore. Like I said, the Autowrites, don't take it as everything belongs to Delphi, because it doesn't. We've found other cases like the serial killer truck drivers. Totally different case. Okay? Totally different thing. It's okay, Jana. So, yes, there is serial killer truck drivers, and that came out. But see the timing of it? If you notice the timing of when they started investigating the serial killer truck drivers, it's around the time after Alan got arrested. It's around the same time. And so therefore it came in the Autowrites. It's called an interconnect. So if you go to the description box in this video and in other videos, there is a link to how Autowrites and interconnects work, which is what I've tried to explain a lot of times just from my learning and growing and evolving. Not going to be perfect all the time. I'm always trying different ways on how to get the right information. I picked it up, but it's not connected. No, not everything I picked up in the auto art's right. Like I tell people, the very last reading I did, I had been away from the collective. I wasn't an auto write. It was more of like a live, so it wasn't as all over the place. And I think Spirit brought me back into that to give me more direct information. So that's the most accurate reading. Do you see him swimming around? I was worried. He wasn't swimming around very much yesterday. And there's like some white stuff on his. I don't know. Kai. Jesus, this dog. Thank you, Kitty. I know, but I just thought, I do like, I do personal readings live. Like, I got to do that tonight. So, I stop it. About to put him in the crate. I've had it. There is a validation video of serial killer truck drivers. There's a validation video that I did of that shows that I just took it out of it's not connected, but during the time I didn't know that. I'm just giving what I was getting, and I was pulling from all different cases. Like I said, I was attacked in my sleep. I was attacked in my life because I was auto writing, but I was tapping into all this dark energy of serial killer cases, bad cases, all of that. Like I was literally I don't know how to explain it. I was tapping into very dark energy, and I did not know how it worked. Do you know what I mean? He didn't see, he never texts me. How come you know what makes me mad about him is I hear shit from you guys before I hear it from them. I'm gonna text him what happened today. So I always tell people, the last reading that I did, I feel like is the most accurate because it wasn't an auto write. Now we understand how auto writes work. Now that wasn't Spirit, that was my dog. Now I understand how they work, so that's why I use them for world events. okay? That's why when I do them on cases, I always tell people there can be interconnects. So exactly, yeah. So I had it, that's why I'm saying I left, and because the collective too, I really think some of the stuff I was picking up on the collective, because everybody kept saying there's multiple people involved, blah 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 blah, this and this and this, and I think I was tapping into all of that. So I stopped it. I actually moved from California because the energy there was shitty. I came here, and in the May after I came here, because I think I came here in this, like November, and May, Spirit was like, time to do Delphi again, because he was going to be arrested that year. So that's why they brought back in the first and last name. And I didn't remember ever getting Alan and Rick before. Oh, the dog did it, but I don't know. Now it's continuing. So that's why I was saying the dog bumped it. I know he's got a lot going on. He's trying to tell me to go get my thyroid checked because I guess my neck looks swollen. I'm like, well, I can't afford to go get it checked right now. So yeah, the dogs did it. Or I don't know why Zook came in late right here, because he literally never does. But I don't know. I don't know if he's doing it right now because he didn't move. So I don't know if that was the dog, because Zook is laying here, but he's not moving other than he's breathing. I just texted Steven like, what happened today? So what I thought we could do, if anybody else had any questions on how this works, because again, I'm trying to answer, maybe I should go to the questions on the group so that I can just answer them. You were saying hi to this ocean, not my fish ocean, Tracy. Well, right here on the live. I guess I don't know. I told him no, it's just a double chin. I've lost a lot of weight. My face is not even as fat as it used to be. But I think he said he's like, please don't take this the wrong way, but your neck is like swollen. You need to go get your thyroid check. It's been checked 3 years ago. Let's see. I'm gonna answer. I want to make sure I answered a lot of this already. So again, the church was up the street from where he lived. Spirit's gonna give puzzle pieces on where to find somebody. If they can't give me an address, they're gonna be like, okay, there's a church right here. He lives right down the street from the church. I understand that they have to follow the letter of the law. I get that. And again, I think the confession of 61 times, some of them were true, and the truth is in there. And then he did other ones to make it look like he's full of it. Do you know what I mean? And I already talked about like why more than one sketch, because when you walk by somebody 5 years ago, you're not like, I don't remember people I walk by that I see for 2 seconds that probably has their head down. Like they probably didn't even see him dead on. And if they did, who's going to remember that? I think the sketch was pretty good, that one, like for seeing somebody for that amount of time. It's very hard to recall that kind of stuff. So I don't. So I don't know if anybody else has any questions. Now's like the time to ask, because it's just, if you want to ask, now's the time to ask. We can try to, if people can tell me when they were reported missing, I think that's the time frame we would use. I can always um I was thinking about putting the descent, like seeing if I could map it, because I don't know how else to prove it to anybody. Like, you know, people try to say, well, you got other names too. Yeah, you're gonna get other names if there's other things surrounding the cases, or if we're auto writing or pulling in other cases. Yeah, she's still with him. He confessed to her and she said, no, you didn't do it. Oh, Chloe, I'm so glad to see you here. Yeah, I know I'm usually on later. Oh, yeah, look at the balls. They're going off now. That wasn't, they were going off crazy last night. That wasn't the dog. I think I do have sleep apnea. There's times that it's been a while, but there's been times I've woken up and couldn't breathe, but mostly when I'm sleeping a certain way. Yeah, nobody confesses off of medication. You're joking. Oh, thank you, KJ, for doing that. I appreciate it. No, not right now. I'm gonna be coming back on and doing readings. Right now we're just talking about Delphi. Yep, balls and gifts. Gifts and balls. Thank you. I mean, I'm just trying to answer questions because I'm tired of the same questions. And it's like, did you not just watch the chat I just did? Like, I realized that not everybody's gonna believe me. But if you don't believe me, just go and watch the astrology. Just because there's not a very strong case, I can't turn my back on what spirit told me, what they made me feel, what I saw. Like I can't turn my back on that. So the last live that I did when I got his name, I feel is the most accurate. I mean, we described him. So we described him and got his name. I mean, and basically directions to where he lived and worked. The McDonald's next to CVS because I relate to McDonald's more than I do CVS. I relate to a church that's down the street. You know what I mean? It's not like spirit. I swear I got 1967 somewhere, but I can't find it. It seems so familiar to me, but um, you know, that could be the church for sure. It's because he lived down the church. You know what I mean? He lived from down the church. He could, who knows, maybe he's seen him at church. We don't know what his beliefs are. Nobody knows about this guy. You never know what anybody's capable of. That's the thing. The definitive answers is I feel like, and you will never change my mind that they don't have the right person. His energy matches. You don't know their energy matches until they're arrested, just like BK, his energy matches. And I can tell you from BK's, from what I've been told, I haven't seen it myself, from BK's um birth chart that he is a psychopath. And like I said, when this is over, or maybe even before, I'll start getting all the stuff together and put it together so I can show people the validation. So I don't know how we can do that because I guess it'll be articles and stuff. I don't know. Because I got that he had a pew pew. I got that that's how he controlled the girls. And when you're frozen in fear, you know what I mean? He admitted to having box cutters, or he said that he threw a box cutter in the trash at CVS. Okay, there's no proof of that, but he had other box cutters, he had knives, he had 5 years to get rid of things. He had the exact same clothing that was seen on the bridge that day. Exact same clothing. And what was weird is I was watching Christy's video because actually I haven't watched it yet, and I was watching it because I keep telling people to go watch it, but I know that she got it accurate. Heartland was the road, and I just got that. I, I just got that with the rods. I can ask the rods. I mean, I don't look at um I just got Heartland with the rods, and it was the freeway. And there's a Heartland Park over by where that lady was found. It's like 7 miles from where they found that skull. So, I mean, look, there's the ball. There we go. Yeah, but I mean, when did Ted ever confess to any of his stuff? And he might not remember. You know, a lot of times when people go into the psychosis, do they remember every detail? They're in a psychosis. A lot of times when people do this kind of stuff. You too, Cynthia. No, but I know it was their throats. I think that came out in the trial. Yeah, he said it, but then he also said other shit. No, there's been serial killer truck drivers going on for ages. They just now started to put it together and look into it. So that's just out of the Autowrites. It's just something I picked up when I was in a deep channel. Like, it's just something that kept coming in. There is a truck driver that's out there doing something that had a little bit stronger energy. It wasn't even an Autowrite, girl. It was alive. But Richard and Alan came in previously, so it kept coming. It's the name that was repeated. It wasn't just said once like most other like the other names. It was repeated, repeated, repeated. Oh, thank you. That's the filter. I know, and unfortunately, just like Casey Anthony, just like OJ, there's not always a strong case. Sometimes people are better at getting away with things. Just like Idaho 4. If people don't think that people prepare for the DNA and stuff, especially when you're a criminal justice major, hello. He went in there covered head to toe so that he would not leave anything. The only reason he left his DNA on that knife was when he handled it when he first got it. No, but it was apparently said that he was going to sexually assault them, and then he got scared because there was a van, which the van said he drove by at that time, and that's why he unalived them. Because once you had them, you can't let them go. Because then they're going to run and tell that you kidnapped them, and then you're really going to jail. You know what I mean? So that was the original plan, and the way that's what I think the original plan was, and he got interrupted or something, or he got scared and paranoid. But this was when he was confessing. This should have been that clear. Hey. Yeah, it's a lot. It can be a lot of different. I mean, and if you haven't seen the Sebastian video from yesterday, the balls went off the entire time. I didn't even want to get off. So, yeah. And this is I haven't watched it, but I've had somebody kind of tell me what's been going on. So, um yeah, I think he does too, Candace. That's what I think I was picking up on why like sometimes I saw multiple people and sometimes I didn't. Do you know what I mean? That's what I think so too, and it could have been that the multiple personality took over, like, and he doesn't remember completely, and then sometimes he does. You know what I mean? Like, I can't shake that either. I've always kind of felt that. So, do you having the dude that died on his property was kind of there with the girls? I don't know, but it was said that he had a connection to Ron Logan, which came in. So, I don't know. I haven't been watching like I just been getting like updates from people because I haven't had a chance to like watch the updates. No, I don't know what you mean. Like, I'm just taking questions about the Delphi case. Yeah, but we go by what I get. I don't agree with that. Sorry. Um, yeah, the van video. That's what I said. I'm like, well, he's literally saying that he got scared because he saw a van and the van saying it's right there. And then he has Bach cutters and knives and he has the same clothing. Like, there's a lot of circumstantial evidence. There's not a lot of physical evidence. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to be coming back on and doing that. That's not in this live, Kayla. It could be some of the other names. Yeah, but I also picked up the lawyers' names, Bradley and something else. It's the lawyers' names. And then in the live reading, I picked up prosecutor's name. So that does happen. Like Nick, but Nick is close to Rick, but still, it was also Abby's cousin. Like, isn't he like Abby's cousin or something? But he was like the original prosecutor or something. He said that. He also said that when he realized they were young. Yes. I think he was just delusional, man. I really do. And it's not over yet, so we have to give the prosecution a chance to fix shit. I think it's like a month. It's a month, so I think they have more stuff. Yeah, there is, because I remember, like, I had a dream of this. What are you chewing on something else? Hold on, Kai's got something. Um, I'm sorry. What are you doing here? What do you have? I can't get over my dog laying right here. Oh, you had to lay in like the worst spot, dude. Where did you get this at, man? Where are you getting stuff to chew on? Damn puppies. Okay. Zook never lays here. I don't know what he's doing. I can't even get through here. You're talking about Ron Logan. He did have a connection to Ron Logan. I don't think he's involved, though. No. But he did have a connection to it. Anyways, I had a dream about this guy that like had deep set wrinkles and was blonde and blue eyes. And I think that might be another personality. I really do. And or it could have just disconnected from the tower. I don't know if that's the dog doing that right now. Let's see. Because I kind of walked over him. I'm surprised he didn't get up and move. He never lays like here. I don't know. I imagine that, like any of these wives that are married to serial killers, they feel kind of blind to it all the time. Like, I think he was just living, like, I think he was capable and just, I think he had dual personalities and he wore a mask. You know what I mean? It comes up in his astrology birth chart about, his mom being really rough on him and having red hair and all that stuff that came in the reading. Like, it's in his astrology, or there being some abuse there. I just think he's good at manipulating people. I mean, he came in the reading as far as being connected, which apparently they did know one another. Oh, it's okay. I've heard that and seen that. Um, who knows? He might have wanted to, you know. We don't know if his daughter has had any abuse done. He could have wanted to and did it to somebody else, you know. It's very possible. I mean, no one will ever convince me his energy doesn't match. No one will ever convince me I got his name for no reason. That was the only name I picked up in that reading besides Nick, which is the prosecutor. So, and Nick is very similar to Rick. So it could have been spirit like trying to bring me that way as well. But no one will ever convince me otherwise. They just won't. Just like no one will ever convince me OJ didn't do it. And now OJ's not alive anymore, right? So I can say that. Did his daughter come up and say anything? Because, see, his confessions are all over the place, and that's what I think is confusing the jury, and that's what I think he wanted to do. I think he's confessing to things that didn't happen and also confessing to the things that did happen so they don't believe what happened. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, it was a gift from Libby, and I will never negate that gift. I will never. First and last names are not possible. First names are most of the time not possible. And I think, pictures make them look taller and stuff. I mean, I'm not saying that everything was perfect in the readings because of the collective and stuff. Like, I think I was picking up on a lot of stuff. That's why when I moved here and I had given it time and I stayed away from the groups and everything's kind of just like, you know what I mean? And Spirit was like, okay, come back in now that your mind is clear and do this again. And we'll give you what we need to give you because it's time for it. Yeah. And I think, again, it comes in the astrology and comes in his reading that he is like the head of like a pedo ring. I just wish they could prove that. I know. I mean, I've done a reading on OJ already. So, yeah. I mean, like people act like there's no proof at all. There's proof. It's just they don't have DNA because sometimes people don't leave DNA. Just like, BK, it was an accident he left it. The only reason his DNA was on that snap was because when he first took it out, when he got the knife, he didn't have his gloves on. But every other time that he probably handled it, every other when he went into that house, he made sure he was covered from head to toe, which matches what the witness saw, because I said he had a mask and he was covered head to toe in black. Like, he went in like prepared. You know what I mean? And say that. Plus, it was outside. Plus, it's been 5 years. Like, and sometimes people aren't good at getting evidence. They could have missed things for sure. They could have missed things. Yeah, no, his energy matches for sure. Like, when he was arrested, I was like, yes, his energy matches. Because you know how many times people sent people to me and I was like, nope, not him. No, not him. But when I saw him, I was like, yes. Like, and hiding in plain sight was something the reading said. And then, funny to me, after I said hiding in plain sight, here comes the police saying it. Then a matter of perception lady says it. Like, interrogation from he was really manipulative of his wife. He sat there and told her, you know me, you know I did do this, you know it, don't ask her opinion. See? Narcissist. I know, me too. I was like, did he pass or am I fucking tripping? Yes, he did. Yeah. I mean, which he's doing his job as a defense attorney, you know. His wife still goes to the courthouse. I mean, look at Rex Heuermann's wife. I'm sure that she doesn't truly believe it either. A lot of these serial killers' wives don't. But when they stop and think about the things, they're like, well, maybe. But they can act just as normal. If you guys ever seen any, I always tell people, go watch movies on serial killers. A lot of the depictions of how somebody's acts, they're right, because they base it off of serial killers that they've studied and whatnot. Or you can go watch documentaries on serial killers that have had families. They don't really know. I just watched this show called Trap on Max, and he was a serial killer and he had a family and he acted like a normal dude. And I think that's how they act. You know, everybody loves Ted Bundy. Meanwhile, he had this whole other life and he had this whole other side. So, you just never know. You said that the girls were taken somewhere else. How far away? Well, that could be just taken across the creek. That could be I was totally you know what I mean? It's just a vision. It doesn't I'm not saying they were taken somewhere completely different. Um they were taken across the creek. They were taken to somewhere else. You just felt that they were moving. That's what I felt. And again, picking up on the collective. Like I said, not everything, unfortunately, was probably from spirit around that time. It was a very confusing time because there's a lot of confusing energy around it. There's not more than one. There's not. The Delphi astrology is one person, a single person in the Delphi astrology. There is nobody else. Do I feel like he had multiple personalities or something like that? People in his head to that effect? Yes. Energy attached to him like that? Yes. But no. The astrology points to one person. I've talked at length to Carly about this. And that's another thing, Strange and Unusual. Thank you for bringing that up. It's funny to me, he's got tons of phones, but that specific phone is missing. You're going to get rid of a phone. You're going to get rid of a phone, but you have all your other phones. That's another thing, too. I forgot all about that. All right. Good night, KJ. Thank you. Yeah. They fool people. They are manipulative as hell. There are two sides to these kind of people, which what came in the reading. Like, he doesn't act like this. You would never know. You would hiding in plain sight. You would never know that he would do anything like this. And after he's arrested, he's not gonna be like, you're not gonna see the side. What you're seeing now is not the Rick that was 5 years ago. He had 5 years to be like, if I get caught, what am I gonna do? Psychopaths, they just think differently than we do. You know? I kind of think that too, Tracy, but you know. Happened when she was gone, but I still think. I mean, there's a ring that surrounds this. Like, he's part of like a ring, like a pedo ring, in my opinion, an online pedo ring, and that's how Kagan's connected. That comes in the astrology too. But he's like the master. He's everybody thinks that he's the peon. He's not. He's the leader. That's in his astrology. He's the leader, but he's able to manipulate and put on this other side. So I'm gonna be live after this doing it, or you can do through email. But I am behind on my email questions. Good night, KJ. I'm not doing the readings right now. I'm gonna be live after this doing the readings. Yeah, I'm not doing that right now, though, British Chippy. So you can do an email one, but again, I'm behind, or you can come back when I'm doing those because I don't want it all in the same live. Well, I think one was unalived in front of the other. I believe that part of my reading. I believe one head was made to watch or one watched because obviously he can't unalive both of them at the same time. And the reason the bullet was there was because, again, how else are you going to control two girls? He had it with him. He brought them to the scene by controlling them with the weapon. And then he happened to lose a bullet in between their bodies because he's holding a weapon on them. Well, his attorney probably knows he's guilty. I mean, that's how attorneys do their job. Yeah, no, I'm not I'm not doing the readings right now. This is just specifically Delphi that I want to talk about. I don't want it in the same live. After this, I'm going to be doing readings. But for this live, I don't want to mix it in. You know what I mean? So you can either keep your eyes open for the new live after I get off of here, or you can do an email question, but again, I'm behind on that. So there's no time limit on that one. Okay. I didn't see that. No, I'm not saying he's not the guy. I'm saying he is the guy. I don't get full name. I mean, I've been wrong before. I've misunderstood things and misperceived things. I'm not perfect, but getting his full name, you'll never convince me he's not the guy. Oh, don't apologize for being late. Glad you're here. So what I wanted to do, can you guys well, let me see if I can Google this. When was Abby and Libby, see if I can get a name or something. February 13th, but what time? Do they have a time? Or are they guessing? 1:35 p.m. They were dropped off at 1:35. I wonder if we use that time frame. 1:35, February 13th, 2017. I can't believe it's been that long. I want to try something. I'm just learning a map. I wonder how accurate it'll be. 13th February 2017. What the heck? I'm going the wrong way. 1:35. I guess we do the time they were dropped off. I thought that thought they had a time of death, but I'm guessing they don't. Heartland Highway. See, that's so crazy. I didn't even know that. And I mean, we've already done the astrology on this. Yeah, Heartland, because I didn't even know that, and I got that. Remember I told you? Oh, good to see you here, Carrie. I don't know, Kayla. I don't know. It's possible. The Snapchat was taken at 2:30. I don't know. I don't know if we go by the 1:35 time frame. Because it does put Saturn in the 7th house, which Saturn would represent someone older. Just saying. I got his age right too when he was arrested, I think. We can do the 2:30. I think we're gonna just map the descendant line. I mean, it puts Saturn in the it puts Saturn in the Perpetrator, which would be because can you remember somebody that you've seen 5 years ago? I can't. When somebody's walking by, probably with their head down. 2 different witnesses. 2:13. Okay, we can try that time. Okay. It's weird, 2:13, and they were killed on 2:13. I find that odd. They were literally killed on 2:13, and you're saying 2:13 was the time of the Snapchat? How eerie. Oh no, this is 2 p.m. What am I doing? Yeah, basically, descendant. Okay, do we know? So what address will we go from? That's the time it has to estimate between 2 and 4. All right. So, but we need an exact time. So I wonder if we do the 2:13 time frame where it's going to take us. I mean, I don't think people are against him. So, yeah, that is eerie as fuck. I never knew that. He's in his 40s. Hey, come on, man. I think he was caught at 45, which I think is what came in the reading, if I'm remembering right. Yeah, she put it in the shoe to hide it or something. Yeah. Okay. So what address do we go from? The Monin High, like, do we know what? I don't want, because I'm wanting to map to see where the descendant line goes. So our descendant is our perpetrator. So I want to map that line and see if it goes closer anywhere near his house. But I need to make sure that I put in the right address. Because I'm just learning how to do this mapping shit. I'll map anything. I'm so excited to see where the lines go. That is wild. I did not know that either. That's crazy. Eerie as hell. So what address would I go from? Let's see. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Where were Abby and Libby? See, it does say their throats were cut. What the heck? What would I type in? Moden High Bridge? No, because they were found on the creek. It'll be off. Here we go. Let's see. Here's a map. Okay, right on the other side of Delphi Cemetery. It is what it looks like. So I can try my best to go from there. I know, but I got to be able to type it in. So it looks like it's right behind. Oops. Hey, Carly, you're here this time. I'm getting ready to map it, but I think I am trying to figure out where it would be on the map. But I think I'm gonna just try to find it from. Yeah, I'm gonna map the descendant line because I'm like, I get so annoyed at people arguing. So I'm gonna try to do it. I know it's wrong longer forever, but I have. So I'm looking at this. It says it's like right behind the cemetery. So I'm gonna look up the cemetery and see if I can. Yeah, sweet. We'll see. We'll see how I do here. My teacher's watching. Everyone, my teacher's watching. Okay. Where did that go? Yeah, it looks like bodies were found like between the cemetery and the creek. So I'll try to do that the best that I can. Let me see if I can pull up Google Maps because I've got my other Google Maps pulled up from when I was doing Google Earth. I mean, I got my other Google Earth turned up. Okay. So let's see if we can find Delphi. Let me pull. I'll share the screen in just a minute. Delphi Summit. I have to try to find it first. Delphi Cemetery. Let's see. Delphi Cemetery. Okay. So we're gonna go. Look at this. Let me look at this map again. Go right behind that line and right in front of the creek and see if I can. Right, we're gonna go right here. All right. Let me show you what I'm doing. Hold on. I looked at another one and yeah, I couldn't find it, so I just well, I just pinned it where off the picture that I just found. I'm not good at looking up coordinates. I can't freaking do it. Yes. So here we go. This is pretty close compared to what I have found on. I'm gonna move it over just a tad. All right. Okay. I'm a nervous wreck. Okay. Let's see. So we're doing the descendant line. Okay. So it says it is 6 degrees. So 6 miles. Correct. Correct. I think. This is the snapshot. Oh, okay. Wait. I have a question, Carly. Um, well, this is what I'm getting off of online. It says Delphi Cemetery. And then it shows the back. And then it's between the cemetery, the creek, and the bridge. That's what I found. Oh shoot. What was I trying to do? I was gonna ask Carly a question. Carly, do I go by the Snapchat? The Snapchat when it was sent? The Snapchat picture? I'm not that knowledgeable, trust me. I don't know if I can. I'm not good at putting in the map it from the actual bridge instead of 5 using the snap time. So 2:13 then? That's what time the snap time was, which is fucking weird. So I got to go to the bridge then. So I don't know where they were actually on the bridge at. Okay, hold on. So we got to go from the bridge. So I got to find the bridge. So where were they at on the bridge though? That's what I don't know. Where is the fucking bridge? Oh, there's an Abbey Libby Memorial Park. I didn't even know they did that. Oh wait, here's the bridge. Doo-doo. So I'm going from the bridge, right? How do I know where we're at on the bridge? Okay, so they crossed right here. So yeah, but is that where they were found or the bridge? I know, I get that. So we're Carly's saying if we're using the Snapchat, we need to go from the bridge. If we're using the Snapchat time. So were they at the very end of the bridge? I know they crossed right here. I'm guessing it's not far from where their bodies were on the bridge. All right, I'm guessing it's right here somewhere because their bodies were right there. So, um, what the heck? Oh, for some reason. Hey, Trista. The initial encounter was the very end of the bridge at 213. So is this, where is, am I at the end of the bridge here? I don't freaking can't see it. Does it go any further? I think that's pretty close to the end of the bridge. Hang on. I'll move it a little bit more. I can't see the bridge anymore, so I'm guessing that's the end of the bridge. All right. Here we go. Let me see if I can do this. It says it's 6 degrees, so 6 miles. I'm pretty sure that's 6 degrees to Sunderland. Okay. What the heck? It won't let me zoom in anymore. How weird. Okay. I got Scribble Maps and I still haven't learned how to use it. I better learn how to use it before my trial's up. You guys need to look up his address, please. Fuck. Hold on. Make this a little bit this way. A little bit. Look about right. I think that looks about right. Oh crap. Huh. Jones is right there. These are air miles, so I don't know if that's too far that way. Eyeing this is hard. Okay. Might need to go this way a little bit. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Line. Somebody said something about the Cancer line, Carly. Capricorn, old person. Old person. Old person. Old person. older person, I guess I should say. Okay. I think that's about right. Let's see. Oh, no problem. Let's see. I think I already did all these comments. They're not going to release anything extra, I don't think. I don't know. Sherry. Oh, you don't have to thank me. Before I came on yesterday. What's his address? Anybody know? Oh, 967 Y. I knew it was 967. Okay, hold on. Everybody hold your breath. 1967. It's not on the descendant line. Okay. What? Let me see if it would be another line. Okay. Maybe the IC line. Or another line. Let's see if any of the other lines go there. Wonder what's over there that he knows. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see in a minute, Carly. It looks like we need to see if yeah. Richard Matthew Allen, which I think I got Matthew too. I think I got Matthew somewhere. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at my stuff. Okay, hold on. Let's see if there's any other lines that hit there. Somebody said something about the AMAP, and also Chrissy said something about that. About the Okay. Let me see. I see is the end of the matter, right? Oh, the North Node. 3 degrees Virgo, which is I see. So let's do the North Node and see, because that's let's do the North Node. 3 degrees. Okay. It might be the North Node. Hold on. Which would that make sense, Carly? Because it's like I don't know if that's like isn't that like a faded thing? Remind me again? Sorry, you guys are seeing me all up in the grill. It might be the North Node. It looks like it could go that way. Hold on a second. I gotta eye all this. Like, you have to have eyes. You have to have good eyes. This is why my eyes have been hurting. Oh, okay. Gotta make sure it's right on target. All right. Okay. Okay, so let me see. North Node. 3 degrees. In Virgo. The IC line might go really close to there too. Hold on. Isn't this interesting, guys? You guys interested or what? Okay, yeah, north node is faith. Okay, I thought so. That it would make sense. It looks like the north node's gonna go there. Hold on. Yep. I need to look at. I need to like. I like to line it up. I need to line it up. Yeah, that's why. Bam. Yep. Does anybody know accurately how many miles it is? Because it's air miles, so it always goes over it. Like how many miles he lived from the bridge? Does anybody know that? Riley Park. Oh. Yep, the north node goes there. The north node and the IC line goes on the other side of it. So that would be fated. Okay. Three degrees. 3 degrees, Virgo. Which he is a Virgo. Fucking his birthday is like right after my aunt's. There we go. North node is a fated thing. It goes right through his house. Okay. Yep. So I'm gonna do also the yeah. This is astrology. We're mapping the astrology. Well, we're gonna see. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, teacher. I'm only as good as the teacher. Not as good as the teacher. Okay. Yeah, we got it. Okay, so it's within 3 miles, 3 degrees. Yep. Okay. That's why it's a 3-degree thing. Okay. So yep, the north node goes there. Which is a fated event, correct, Carly? If I'm understanding that? Okay, I want to do the IC line and see, because I want to see if anything goes to CVS. Let me type in the CVS. Does anybody know the address to the CVS? Right there's your astrology. It goes right to his house, the north node. The fated ending result. So, I mean, it's 3 degrees. His house is 2.7. That's what I'm saying. If nobody can, like, see. Yeah. 505 West Main Street. Okay, let's see if any lines go there. Okay. Thank you for all the addresses. All right. Okay, so. Oh, wait. I need to change this color because. Oh, crap. I don't know if it's going to let me. It usually does. Why doesn't it let me? Well, maybe the north node's just gonna have to be yellow because I forgot to change it. It usually lets me change it later, though. Oh, stupid. I forgot to change the color. Okay, whatever. Yeah, that's what I said. Riley Park, it's weird. Heartland, like it's all there, weird. Um, Yep. So I'm going to see if any lines go there. 505 West Main Street, CVS. Okay, let's see. Let's see any lines go there. I'm going to have to get off here soon and go do my... It's weird because my old address was 505 when I was working this case. Weird, huh? And his birthday is near like the day after my aunt's or the day of my aunt's. I can't remember when his birthday is. But my address was 505. Find that so odd. Okay. All right. So let's see. Any lines go there? Let me look at the thing. Oh, the ascendant line might go there. That's the only line that goes that direction. Yep, the ascendant line is going to hit right there. Okay. Which is weird because the ascendant's usually the victim. Crap, I forgot to change the colors on these. It usually lets me do it after. I don't know why it's not. Okay, it's 6 degrees. I'm pretty sure because it's supposed to be the same degree as descendant. Okay. I remember right. Yep. Okay. Yep. Yep. It's weird it's the ascendant line though. That's usually victim. Why would it be the ascendant line? Carly, are you still here? Oh, it's the Cancer line. No wonder that they were talking about Cancer. 6 degrees Cancer. Oh, let me change the color. I don't know why it's not doing that. I've been able to change the color every other time. Well, explain that to me then, people. Christy and a matter of perception. Yep. That's what I'm saying. He is acting like the victim. I don't know. The ascendant line's hitting at is hitting the CVS, and the North Node is hitting his house. Who had 3 beers? What are we talking about? A matter of perception. I can read it if you want. She goes off of birth charts, though. I think she maps birth charts weird, like, and she used scribble maps. Like, I'm trying to figure out scribble maps. I can't figure it out. No, but that's so the North Node is like faded, like into the matter, right? Right, Carly, like faded into the matter kind of thing. The IC line is gonna go like really close to that. The IC line is just on the other side at 14 degrees, so it's gonna go right by that. But yeah, the North Node is the one that hits it directly, for sure. I wonder why the descendant's going over there though. Why would the descendant go the opposite direction? It doesn't matter. We went off the. Oh, yeah. I think we got alcohol in his stuff too. That he drank. Neo. So, I mean, there you have it, folks. Off of the timestamp for the Snapchat, you have the North Node going to. Yeah, but Carly, there's no foul play in his chart, so. Yeah. That came in the reading that he was an alcoholic. For sure. He probably had more than 3 beers. But there we have it, folks. There's the ascendant line. Let's see. I mean, astrology doesn't lie. Okay. So we have the North Node line, which is a faded event going straight through his house at 3 degrees. Which 2.7 miles, 3 miles. It's within a 3-mile time frame. And then we have the ascendant line going right through CVS. I know, when I can. Unfortunately, I have to pay my bills right now, so I haven't been able to work on anything I want to work on. Lucky I'm even doing this, because I'm gonna have to get off here and actually do readings. So there we have it, folks. That's not anything that's, like I said, astrology doesn't lie. We have the ascendant line going right through there, and we have the North Node going right. The North Node I didn't expect, but I guess it makes sense. I guess it makes sense if it was like a faded thing, right? Right, Carly? Isn't that like faded and like end of the matter type thing? Least believable of all. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Then that came in the reading. Oh, I didn't learn, like, I only know like a little bit of the astrology, right? But the mapping is kind of easy for me. I'm good at, like, because I was doing that anyways, trying to see where the lines would go with my eyes before we figured out how to do it. I just wasn't sure if that's how you do it. So, you know, but there we have it, people. There we have it. Astrology doesn't lie. Spirit doesn't lie. There's we did the astrology and put the astrology up on the playlist as well. It's just a tap in. It's not like an all in-depth astrology. I think I was half awake when we did it. So, I mean, you have the chart of the Snapchat going again, the north node, something that's faded right to his house, and you have the ascendant line going right to CVS. I don't know why it would be the ascendant line, but it's still going there. Thank you, Carly. Thank Carly, because she's the only reason I know how to do this. So there you have it, folks. Anybody that's guessing, oh well, you got other names. Yeah, but I didn't get full names, and I didn't get a repeated name of the same name. They repeated Richard, I think, 2 or 3 readings. They repeated Alan, and then they gave Richard Allen. The astrology is pointing to it. There's lots of stuff that I could put together that will paint a picture for you that I'm going to work on. I was kind of waiting till this was done, but yeah, Carly. So, when we did the mapping for Harmony, like it took us somewhere very specific. So excited to see how that turns out. But yep. Thank her for having the patience with me because I go off on multiple tangents. So yeah. I mean, they said it sounded like his voice. So too bad we couldn't use astrology and psychic readings in cases, huh? I think one day they'll be able to. Yeah, I think Richard came in multiple times. And it kept coming in other readings leading up to Delphi. I think it came in like Dylan or another reading I did that it just kept coming in. I'm like, why is this Richard like repeating? So yep, Carly has the patience of a saint. Especially when my airheadedness goes off on tangents. So there we have it. Yes, the line. Well, the line is on the bridge. That's where where we are mapping from. So there wouldn't be a line on the bridge because we are mapping from the bridge. We're mapping from the last timestamp of the Snapchat. So therefore, you would, since the Snapchat happened on the bridge, you would map it from the bridge. Yeah, they're fine. They're fine. They wouldn't have came to me the way that they did if they weren't. They're fine. I did a whole poem for them. If you guys haven't seen let's see if I can find it, because this lady that I know, she's an astrologist. She did a whole article on it, and she added the poem I did. I will, if you guys haven't seen the poem, I will give you guys the poem if I can find it. Hold on. What are you doing, dude? Can you quit rubbing on everything? I love you, but you're so in the way. It's insane. Oh, no. Abby. See if I have it in here. No, I gotta find it. Abby, let me poem. I know I did one. No, I'll just go to her. I'll just go to her website. She has it on there. I don't know what I did with it. She did 2 of them. I posted them on the community page. I don't know if it's this one or yeah, I think it's this one. I wonder what time frame she used for her chart. Okay, so this is the poem I did years ago for them. The streets are paved with gold. There's so much love and beauty to behold. The streams are sparkling with glitter, and the mountains are covered with brilliant flowers. The ocean is vast and clear. So much love and peace here. Although we know our passing was senseless, we need you to know we are free. We have not gone away. We are very much around. There is so much love to be found. Our voices and whispers are everywhere, so loud and clear. All you need to do is listen and know we are near. We frolic and play with animals. We paint and sing all day. There is so much we want to say. We send our love every day. We appreciate the way in which we were honored, are honored. Don't remember us by our passing. Remember us by our love, laughter, and everything after. I got the chills. Like a beautiful butterfly, we have transformed. No more to be mourned. When you talk to us, we hear you. We are near you. If you could only see the love and beauty that surrounds thee, we are okay and sorry we could not stay. Know there is a reason for all things, even if it's sadness it brings. We will meet again in this paradise one day, as this is where we must stay. We are all born to have a purpose, and when it's time to go home, this is what we have learned, the guidance we have been given. Life is a school, we are its graduates. No more pain, no more sorrow, no darkness is here. Only light and love, what beauty from above. It's so magnificent. Ugh, chills. We can't even describe how bright the colors, it's also alive. All the pets loved us that we have ever known. All the pets, loved ones that we have ever known are here with us in our happy home. So that was kind of the poem that I did for them. Um, that was kind of channeled. So, yep, that's what he always does. Oh, Tracy, um, yep, Kai was having fun with the cat last night that I didn't know about. So that was my poem that I wrote years ago from them. So, yeah, they're fine. But I mean, I even named the freaking cat after Libby because, like, literally, I had a vision of her. She crossed my path, like, after he was arrested, and there's this orange cat that I have a vision of. So I was like, well, I'll name it Beauty. I'm gonna name it Libby. So no, he never got back to me. He doesn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm finding this out. I said, what happened today? I didn't hear anything. So, if anybody has any questions, there's the astrology. Astrology doesn't lie. So, sick of people saying he's innocent. It's not freaking innocent. In my opinion, allegedly. In case something happens and he gets away with it. No one will ever, 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 ever tell me he is. Nope. I know what spirit showed me. I know how the energy matches, and I know that the gift of a full name is not something that I'm going to ignore ever, because it's not something that we get a lot of. Rarely happens. Yeah, no. Right? Isn't the mapping cool? Like, you can do that with literally kind of anything. It's just what lines are gonna. It's hard to know what lines are gonna fit. But since we knew where things were, it's like I don't have to do the whole map. You know what I mean? Really thought it was gonna be the descendant. Um, so yeah, no, he's a dark, dark person, and who people are seeing is not who he is. I'm telling you, this man is bad. Like, he's just putting off the victim, playing the victim, trying to play this innocent person because he's trying to manipulate the jury and everybody that's watching. That's how he is. Oh, he just got back to me. Too much to explain. I'll call time around 10. Go watch your short live. It is that effing Lock 4 area, man. It's wild. Do I think it's him now? I'm suspicious. Looks like a duffel bag, but I don't want to alarm people. So possibly a cooler. So we'll find out. I guess we'll find out. I told him to take his fishing pole. I'm gonna ask him. Did you take your fishing pole? Yeah, interesting. We just did the astrology one right there. Hopefully. I'm hoping so. I'm kind of worried about a hung jury, but can they retry a hung jury? Do they get a second chance if it's hung? I don't know how that works. Alexa, what happens if there's a hung jury?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Of course you don't. Alexa, what happens in court if there is a hung jury?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
You're worthless. Alexa, you're worthless.
I'd like to know what went wrong. If you want to give me more details, just say, I have feedback.
It's questionable whether or not retrial after a hung jury is constitutional. Nonetheless, in the United States today, it's generally permitted. If a mistrial occurs due to a hung jury, the prosecutor may decide to retry the case. A judge may decide to disallow this in some cases, but the prosecutor is usually allowed to proceed. So hopefully, if that's better than innocent, right? That's better than innocent. I'd rather it be hung than innocent so that they can retry him if they're not going to come to a conclusion. You know what I mean? We'll see. It's not over yet. Yeah, I don't either. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, this is a fated event. You know, it's hard to understand that, but the fact that the north node line is the one that goes there is a freaking trip. I really thought it would be the descendant line because that's usually Perpetrator, but I'm just wondering if he has any connections to that side. What I want to see too is where the church is because I'm thinking it was directions the more that I think about it. Yeah. Check this out. There's a church right behind his house. So it was directions. You know what I mean? Like, there's the reason the church came in is probably this right here. Check this out. I gotta re-show the check this out. And you people wonder why I get the church. Look. Oh, look. There's a baseball field. No way. Oh my gosh. You fucking this is why I was getting the baseball field and people standing at the stands. So Spirit was giving me directions. Look, here's a church right next to the baseball fields. There's the church. St. Matthew's Church. Weird. So now whenever I'm talking about, oh, I see a baseball, I see somebody standing up and clapping, it was to show there's a baseball field right there. Explain what that means. So the North Node is just a fated event. So basically the way that you can map this, like you can find missing people this way. It's just you don't know what line to look on. I kind of just use it to give me an idea and then see where I'm pulled and then see, you know what I mean? If I'm stuck or something like that. But it's basically telling you the North Node fated event. I mean, unfortunately, this was fated. Their fates were tied. There was a soul contract here. as far as the North Node is concerned. And the North Node, for him to be caught too, no, there's 2 churches and a baseball field. So people are wondering, well, why'd you get the baseball field? I saw somebody standing up clapping and baseball being played. This is why. Like, it's always how we perceive it, right? I'm gonna start. I've tried to learn to just not try to guess what it means and just explain it more now, because I was told that by somebody else, and I was like, I understand it, but it's hard not to perceive it or give ideas to what it could mean. But I think Spirit was trying to say, look, there's a baseball field here, there's a church here, and it's right behind, like right close to his house. So they were trying to give directions to his house and his work by giving McDonald's. McDonald's is right next to CVS. There, it's easier for them to show me a McDonald's sign because I relate to it than it is a CVS, if that makes sense. Because I don't know a lot about CVS. Yes, and there's also an annual Memorial softball game. So, again, multiple meanings for stuff. So, but I didn't ever look at where he was before. But when you look at it, because everybody's like, oh, you mentioned a church. You kept mentioning a church. We don't know if he didn't go to that church and Abby Libby didn't go to that church. Like, we don't know. We don't know. He could have been, his family could have been, or it could just be he lived by the church. Like, we don't know what his beliefs are. So people have to understand that we're giving clues to lead to the perpetrator. Therefore, things that might be around where he lives, things that might be around where he works. That's how this works. It's always puzzle pieces. Like I've tried to explain throughout times and times again. It's always puzzle pieces. Yeah, the church is literally his middle name. And I think I got Matthew somewhere. I swear to God I did. Let me see. Which I mean Matthew and Savannah, but there's Anderson. My pull list. I don't know how to search things on this one. It might be easier to look on my phone since I know how to actually use that. So an astrology chart, like I'm saying, the astrology doesn't change. Astrology doesn't lie. So if you have these astrology lines hitting his house, obviously he's perpetrator allegedly. The odds of that happening any other time, No, I don't think it has anything to do with the floor fire. I think floor fire has something to do with I always see a fireman with that one for some reason. I don't think it's connected at all. Again, this was a sick man. Yeah. So, the name Matt came in the last Autowrite. That was short for Matthew. Oh, no reason to be spooked. I'm just saying the odds of this happening. And then you go watch Christy, and she's got the same thing. Then you go watch A Matter of Perception, she's got the same thing. So, the significant lines from the astrology map goes to his house and to his work. You can't get more in your face than that. Plus, Spirit named him. So, no one will ever. Alan did come in. Alan came in the very first reading. Richard came in multiple readings after that. And Rick Allen came in the very last live reading that I did together. So, yes. I'm just saying I was looking for Matthew. So they repeated it. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody's like, we got other names. I didn't get other names repeated, and I didn't get first and last names for anybody else. So it repeated. You know what I mean? They said it multiple times, over and over and over. And then after that Delphi reading, Richard kept coming in different times. But yes, Alan came in. 2 times Alan came in. I think 3 times Richard came in, R came in, and Richard Allen in the live. Let's see how many times it came in. I wonder, I don't know if I have all the reading. What are you doing, Zook? Are you chasing a fly, you weirdo? I'm gonna have to put on some clothes. It came in readings too. Delphi reading 1222. It came in. Random Autowrite, Richard. That's weird. That I got that in a random Autowrite. 1222. I also get the name Richard again. And R. That was in 1222. It was coming in a lot of Autowrites that I was doing around that time too. Oh, check this out. Delphi reading 1222. Alan. I didn't even know I got Alan 3 times. Or I'm talking about validating the name Alan. I don't know how I was doing that. So I still think it's 2 times because I don't know what I'm talking about there. Somehow I was saying and didn't even know it. Autowrite the girls. I think I spelled it. I spelled the A-L-A-N, but Alan. Big A. Alan. They keep showing me a big A. Alan. February and December happened in February. Her birthday was December. So yeah, I mean it came in multiple times. So I don't know. It's not like I just said it once. Hey. Yeah, the very first reading, Alan and Kagan came in. And then Richard and R had come in multiple times, and then Rick Allen in the last reading. So it was repeated. It wasn't just one time I got the name. So yes, there was other. Yeah, he's not anything like he was. Yep, I got both. Yeah, I've done readings on that. Carly agreed with my astrology that as a younger person. No, Autowrites, as I've mentioned over and over and over. Hey, stop it! Past, present, future. Past, present, future. Different cases. Autowrites. Please check out the description box below where I explain Autowrites and interconnects. I did not understand how it worked back then. I was picking up the serial killer truck drivers. When I tapped into this, when I started doing this work, I did not understand how Autowrites work. I did not understand that I was pulling in multiple cases, past, present, future. I was picking up the serial killer truck drivers. I've made a validation video on that. So not everything I got was Delphi and the Autowrites. I've explained that multiple times. So no. I got a truck driver. But like I told you guys, not everything fits from the Autowrites. It's bits and pieces from the Autowrites. The very last reading is the most accurate because it was not an Autowrite. I was away from the collective for a while and I was brought back into it. But yes, go check out the description. There's a whole video on how Autowrites and interconnects work where I have explained this. I did not know it back then. I did not know how Autowrites worked back then. I was just getting into my stuff. I was just learning how to do it. So I went back over that and I've tried to explain that to everybody again about the Autowrites and how they work. Yeah. So when I was picking up this, I was also picking up other dark cases. That's why I said I was getting attacked because I was into other serial killers and other dark cases that are very, very on the same wavelength. So again, not everything that I said in those Autowrites are fitting that case. Yes, Kagan Klein did catfish. I mean, I saw the surfer blonde dude that he used. And I think I even got the name. And Kagan in the first reading. So I've tried to explain this to people. When you do Autowrites in an open channel, you don't know how to control it and you're just starting out, you're going to pull in other cases. Did I know that at the time? No. I didn't know that until I started learning how this works, until I started growing my gifts, until I started understanding, hey, that doesn't fit Delphi. That fits this other case that just happened. That name fits this other case that just happened. There's a lot of, and they explain that in the readings. If you continue watching the Delphi Autowrites, the girls say, or Spirit says, and I say, I think that they are giving me multiple cases, past, present, and future. I think they're giving me other serial killers and killers that align with this energy. I said that in the readings as you go on. So I say that. I think it was Autowrite 10. Let me see. If I can find it. I'm going to have to get off here and go to readings. I want to say it was Autowrite. I mean, I posted a video on it, but I got to figure out what yeah, I think the Zodiac's name is Richard too. I really think it's that cop. I gotta find the right wording that I used. I want to say it was Autowrite 10. What case is solved? I mean, we would say so, but they're still in trial. Dog just laid there. I don't know if that had anything to do with him. What is going on here? It just froze. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, I think even cutting the deer's neck was symbolic because deers represent gentleness, and it also is a hunter of a woman. See, there's someone jogging in a sweat outfit. We think that was Molly. Like, these are different cases. And I talk about um Andy. Who is Andy? Isn't there an Andy somewhere in a different case? I swear there was another serial killer or something. Um so there was a bunch of stuff that came in, but I don't remember what Autowrite it was, but I literally said I think the girls are giving me insights into other cases. Past, present, and future serial killer. So, okay. Yeah, unfortunately. And I'm having a lot of people questioning stuff, so I'm just like trying to show with the astrology and all of that. I think he's playing the victim and trying to get people to think he's crazy. What do you mean what's my thoughts on Bundy? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Now the balls are flashing and I don't think that has anything to do with here I'll show you guys. I'm gonna have to get off here and go do readings. I stayed here longer than I wanted to. Fuck. They're flashing and I can't get off this. Hold on. I don't know what the hell I'm doing right now. There you go. Are you related, Dorian? I've channeled Ted many times. Hey, what are you into? Get out of stuff. Why would I think he was a hero? Yeah, but I didn't know if it was because this dog never lays here. I don't know why he is. He was definitely not mistreated by the justice system. He's definitely guilty. He's explained it to me, his crimes, multiple times. So he was definitely not mistreated. He admitted to it later. I hope he's not. I hope you're not idolizing him or anything like that. All right. Well, if nobody has any more questions about Delphi, or want to say anything else or ask anything else, then I'm gonna get off here because I've got to go do readings. Unfortunately, I got to go get food for my animals and shit tomorrow. So I've got to go work. Yeah. And he wanted to be his own lawyer, and he screwed all that up. So he's already admitted it to me, anyways. He's fine now. It was all his fate. It was all. Everybody had, a soul contract that was tied to that. I've talked about that at length. Yes, I do. His astrology chart states that he has acted alone. I just think what I was picking up was, one, the collective, because I was doing it when everything was going on crazy, and two, I think he has like a multiple personality or something, or some dude in his head. I don't know. Yeah, but go see the astrology, guys. Like I did astrology on this. It shows one person in the astrology chart. Again, if you have a gun on two girls, they're scared shitless. You have the control. And I think it was more like, if you scream, I'll shoot Abby. Libby wasn't gonna do that. She knew he was serious. So no, I don't really have the time to do so. I have classes that I've taught that I kind of send a discounted amount for like $60. It's like four classes. People paid for it, so I have to unfortunately charge because they paid to attend. So, but it's discounted by like $40. So, if you're interested in that, just let me know. Yeah. Yeah, no, there's an astrology. Go in the playlist. Well, I'll show you guys. Because I realized a lot of the stuff was all over the place. Again, picking up on the collective, learning how to do this. It was one of the cases I first ever did. It wasn't perfect. Like I said, my most accurate reading is the live one that I did, but I still picked up stuff on it. Like, I mean, I could have even picked up like what Abby and Libby were thinking of doing and wanting to do. What was in his head. Like, there's so many things. Where is what am I doing? I can go to my YouTube. I'm trying to figure out what the hell I am doing right now. I got too much shit open. We will go to playlist, Delphi. And is it going to show me my shiz videos? All right, let me show you. Yeah, you do have to learn like your own, like it's like a beginner class, but it will teach you how to kind of tap in. You really have to kind of quiet your mind to be able to do so and understand that it does come in the form of thoughts a lot of the times. You have to make sure you're not letting your mind get away from you, which is really hard to do. But you guys can see how my readings have kind of shifted and changed, from back then too. Takes a lot of work. Yep, energy is crazy sometimes. You can pick up on a lot of different things. Collective thoughts, their thoughts, what they wanted to do, what he wanted to do. You know, I'm tapping into all different kinds of stuff sometimes, especially when you're deep like that. I can't freaking think what I'm trying to do right now. Share screen. Okay, so I'll show you guys where to find it. I was getting like seeing the stuff that I have just found out. So it was kind of weird. That's why I try to go in blind and not know anything, but there's a reason that it's being pushed, and it's a reason that it feels like they could be connected groups, and they may be both involved. So that's all I have for you now. I'm going to try to get the other one done as soon as possible. I don't know what the hell I was trying to say there. Where's my freaking astrology? I know it's in here. Here's the serial killer truck driver one. He's a truck driver, and you got this in the very beginning. He's been to many places. He's killed and no one even knows. He kills and people don't put the pieces together. At this time I asked, hearing the word truck driver, we know we're repeating and we're reiterating things. I heard where the Renford grows, so that reminds me of like the Ozarks. And the book called 18-Wheeler Avengers has some similarities that I've gotten. So I think during the Delphi Autowrites, I did pick up a serial killer truck driver. I honestly do. I think I picked up a lot of different things. That's what I'm saying. Hearing the words brotherhood again, object. I believe the girls have been giving me insights into like a brotherhood. Yeah, I said that. Again, object. I believe the girls have been giving me a lot of different things. That's what I'm saying. Hearing the words brotherhood again, object. I believe the girls have been giving me insights into like a brotherhood of serial killers or something like that. There is a brotherhood serial killer truck drivers. Put that out there. That many can be traced back to cold cases. See, I explained it right there. What I felt like was happening. Way bigger than many know. Hearing the word stretch is a brotherhood serial killer truck drivers. That's what I'm saying. Hearing the words brotherhood again. Hang on. This is what the what? Serial killer truck driver. I Delphi Autowrites. I did pick up serial killer truck driver. I honestly do. I think I picked up a lot of different things. That's what I'm saying. Hearing the words brotherhood again, object. I believe the girls have been giving me insights into like a brotherhood of serial killers or something like that. There is a brotherhood serial killer truck drivers. Put that out there. That many can be traced back to cold cases and old cases. The other killers. I feel that this is way bigger than many know. Hearing the word stretches far and wide. Seeing a board and someone throwing darts, hitting bullseye. So this can be cases. So not all this is going to fit Delphi. A lot of this I don't even think fit Delphi. Kind of interesting that there's. And this is before he was arrested. Side of the roads, bodies dumped. Somehow connects back to him.
Started noticing within our database a number of bodies along the side of the road. Victims kept coming up as prostitutes, specifically truck stop prostitutes. And
so that is a gun. A gun is how he did it alone. A gun, and then you cut somebody's neck. Like they showed me him taking a deer and doing it as symbolism, because gentleness, innocence, that's a deer. So when you have a gun on somebody and you're threatening, okay, put yourself in those shoes. What would you do? So yes, it does, and then it doesn't matter if someone's big or not. Sometimes they're strong. Like I said, look, were you here when we just did the astrology? I'm trying to find the where is the astrology at? I don't know if I did that. Did I not put it in there? I didn't add it. Hold on. Here we go. I need to put this in Delphi crime chart and an RA birth chart. I guess, did I not have it in a playlist? Yeah, I have it in the playlist. How come I can't find it? Here it is. I'm an idiot. Okay. So it is in there. I just didn't see it. Yeah. Exactly. And he if you look at how he was then versus now, he wasn't a small dude. Like, he's had bulk on him. Like, just look at him running around in the freaking bar. Like, he might be short, but he's not like weak. You know what I mean? Yeah, they use that as a symbolism because Libby and Abby were innocent. They were like deer, right? Innocent, vulnerable, and they showed me him cutting the neck. So I think it was symbolic, which I mentioned. So here's the astrology. It's in the if you go to the playlist, it's in the playlist for Abby and Libby. Okay? It is Delphi Girls and RA crime chart. So it's his birth chart and it's the crime chart. And then we just did the mapping. So I don't know. I might cut the mapping out. I don't know what you guys think, if I should just leave it in the live that we did today. But for people that are just like now tuning in, again, again, right here, through his house, we have North Node, which is fated. Through the ascendant line, we have CVS. Okay? That's not a coincidence. Astrology doesn't lie. So, oh crap. I just want people to understand that. All right. Okay, yeah, I thought so. All right. So I got to get off here cuz I'm already late getting readings. I've got to get enough to feed my animals tomorrow. Because I have to wait for like Patreon and all that, which I'm gonna do something for you guys in Patreon. I'm trying to think of what I want to do for you guys. It's usually different. Yeah, well, I have done other cases. So go to Sebastian. I just started doing that. We were talking about Harmony Montgomery in one of the lives. I don't know if we should. I don't know how to make like a new video on that. I'll think. I don't know if I want to cut it out or just make a new one. I am going to do other cases. I'm actually kind of drawn to Michael Vaughn right now, so I might redo. I was having a vision yesterday of something that I've never had with him before, and like I think I was picking up. I don't know what I was picking up when I did his reading. I really struggled to connect with him completely, and I said that during the live. Like, I don't know. I'm struggling to connect with him. But yesterday I was seeing like a car coming at him. So I'm wondering if he did get hit by a car and then it was covered up. Because that was something I was seeing while I was feeding the goats yesterday. So I'm interested to maybe do some cards on him because I had a really time connecting to him and I don't know why. No, I thought he was in the reading because I couldn't really connect to him and I kept seeing a kid alive, but that because I couldn't connect to him, I could have switched somewhere else. But I have not looked at his astrology chart for it. So, I'm curious what the astrology would say. We can like I've been thinking about him lately, so I think it's time to like do a map on him and see if he's in water or they originally had him in the property, but then they moved him. I'm just curious. Going to spirituality church now for a year. I've always been interested in this sort of thing. Every time meditation. meditation and learning how to how you connect and getting your own. It's just like learning another language. So you have to learn another language with spirit. You have to learn your spiritual language with spirit. So they, you have to know, if do you hear things, do you see things, can you put, you got to kind of take what their symbolism is, what does that symbol mean to you, etc., etc. But it's going to start with meditation, lots and lots of meditation, lots of clearing your chakras and working on your energy centers, and going from there. Cards, tools, rods, pendulums, all great ways. Autowrites, all great ways to learn and understand. You don't know until you start channeling how you use it and how it comes into you. It's not always going to sound like a voice. It's going to sound like thoughts most of the time. So yeah, I was seeing that yesterday with the goats, and I was like, this is really random, because I've been thinking about him a lot lately. So that tells me it's time to like tap it back into his case and do a map. So I'm gonna do a live tonight, and if I get off in time, I might do that. But I've got to try to, like I said, I've got to make money for my cat food, dog food, hay, all that shit. I got to go to town tomorrow. So wonderful, litter, all that, all the weekly kit shit that I got to get. Food, groceries. So and I got to think of something for Patreon. I know a lot of people want me to do Liam. I might do that. I know, I don't think it was foul play. There's no foul play in his chart. I already kind of has seen visions on what happened to him. He showed me. And if a lot of people don't know that Liam actually did paranormal investigation. So I don't think it would be hard to connect to him, because he's already shown me bits and pieces of certain things. So, but I'll be going live in just a minute, Kayla. I just have to go pee and like, hey, Tracy, if he has 27,000 cats, I do too, because we have probably the same amount. Hi, Mom, 23 kitties. So if you guys want to catch me outside, I'm going to be on TikTok too. So I'm going to cross stream TikTok, because sometimes I have more people on TikTok than I do YouTube, and vice versa. But I know it's late, but it's Friday. Hopefully people will show up, but I'm going to be doing readings there. But I wanted to do this. I didn't mean to stay on here for 2.5 hours. So, but I thought the mapping would be really cool. He seemed to enjoy your one girl more than the other girl first. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. But apparently Steven has, I guess, called the police on that situation, and they are saying they can't get to it right now. And I'm like, wasn't it good enough that you literally just found skeletal remains? And now they're questioning you now. They did that with Sansker before, and look, we lost it, whatever it was. Yeah, I'm gonna cross stream TikTok and YouTube. So whatever, wherever you want to watch at, wherever's best for you to watch at, that's where I'll be. Okay, we're gonna kind of do the same thing we did last night. Of course, last night we ended up doing a 6-hour live because we started doing EVPs. No, as far as I know, he's not. He just messaged me and said, well, yeah, like, dude, like, I found something off he just sent me. It's off that fucking bridge that I told him about, that he kept telling me, no, no, no. It's off the Lock 4 bridge. I kept telling him that bridge, and he's like, no, it's too shallow there, blah, blah, blah. So we'll see. We'll see what it is, if it is anything. Curious. Usually, we'll see. If it doesn't take the cops too long, get out there. You know what I mean? When? Right now? Did I miss it again? Yeah. I love all that stuff too. I need to learn more, like, I love tarot cards, but I have a hard time with, like, understanding the story, even though my cards cheat and I say all the meanings on them. But I really love the rods. I feel the energy when I use them, and I get visions and stuff when I use them, and I don't do that with the pendulum. So I really think I'm channeling through something, Yeah. And that's a place I keep going. I keep going to Lock 4, and Cedar is very close to Lock 4. So it's like Cedar, Mount Juliet, Lock 4. That's the same place I keep going to. And a matter perception circles the Lock 4 area, which I think it's that whole area is relevant. Like I told him. And southeast, it's by that fucking wind song area, which I can't believe that's in his name, because literally I said I'm pulled to this wind song. We saw it in Bradley. I said there's wind song again, Steven. That's weird. And then it's like literally right there. That's the place I keep going to. And then when I start to say no, maybe it's Shelby because I'm kind of drawn to Shelby. There might be another body there or something. Whenever I kind of go to like Shelby area, then I'm like, no, it's got to be southeast. It's got to be this way. Because even like the AMAP says southeast. And I'm like, I'm not crazy. Like I keep going this direction. I keep going up. Like I keep going to the same place. I'm not allowed to go anywhere else. Like it's like a pool, back. And we all know when it comes to cases, from what I've learned, anytime I keep going back to an area, it's significant. And a lot of times we don't listen to it. So I need to start listening to it. There's not really anything to teach you like with channeling. Like it's just like you just like meditate a lot, tap in, and learn how you connect with spirit. Like it's like I just taught myself. I just sat down and started writing what came to me and didn't think. And that's how I learned to channel. But I can't like get the story with the cards. Do you know what I mean? Like I have a hard time flowing the story, but I'm kind of learning. I've kind of gotten away from it, but I'm going to get back to it because I think it's something good for like lives and stuff, you know? Cuz actually I didn't do bad the night that we did cards on live. I pulled these cards, and like the stuff that I got, I said, well, there looks like a break a relationship, blah, 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 blah. And she said, oh yeah, we just broke up. And I was like, oh yes, I understood the cards properly. So there has been things that I've gotten in the cards that like, you know what I mean? Like matched what was going on. So I kind of get it and I kind of don't. So how do you distinguish that? It's what's coming to you and what's coming from you. So if it's something that repeats and it pops straight in and it comes out of nowhere, and that's how you distinguish it. If it's like, so you have to understand what comes to you and what comes from you. And it's very hard to do that. That's why, like I said, a lot of the times, like I could misinterpret things, like we're not perfect, but it's understanding what's popping in. And if it repeats, that's why people say, well, you should not question yourself. You should not, second guess, right? But what I'm doing is I'm trying in my mind to see, is it coming to me or from me? Is it repeating or is it not? So sometimes I'll do that to like double check the information. So yeah, just if it pops in there out of nowhere and it's coming and it's flowing and you're not thinking and using your brain, then it's coming to you, not from you. If you're thinking and it ever changes, then it's your mind. But if it doesn't change, then it's not. So like there'll be times I'll be sitting here and I'm like, I don't want to say that. Like, is that coming in or not? And it will repeat until I say it. So yeah, the cards just help you kind of grow and get you to tap into that spiritual side of you and that's how I started with cards. And then when I started learning how to channel, I kind of didn't use the cards anymore. But my cards were accurate when I was using them, but now I have cards with like the meanings on them because I can't remember the meanings. But that's why I always tell people, like when I've added the cards to my readings now, they validate my readings. They validate them. And they give me extra information and input that maybe I can't pull as a human. So that's why I like to use them. So I like to have double validation because it's easy to misinterpret, misunderstand, and all of that. And I constantly like second guess myself. So the cards are like, okay, here's extra information. Here's validation of what I just got. And then you bring in the astrology, and the astrology also validates it. So I like to kind of have like a double validation. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean I cheat. Like my cards like have the meaning on them. I don't think these are not the right cards. Anyways, my cards are in here, but they have all the meanings on them. The reverse meaning and the other meaning. So I'm not fast and I don't flow with it yet. I was actually gonna watch Mano Tarot because he teaches the symbolism in the card and the way to learn it better. Because I watched this like 10-minute one where you learn all the cards in 10 minutes, and that was pretty cool. But the Mano Tarot, like he teaches you like the extra like symbolism in it. So they have cards that have the meanings on them. So I totally suggest getting those cards. But yeah, I'm gonna hop off here. I'm gonna go pee and everything, and then I'm gonna jump back on and do the reading live. And I'm gonna cross stream on TikTok. So anybody that wants to jump off here, and come on there and hang out with us for a little bit, I'll be happy to see you. Thank you for coming to this live, and hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully it explains some things, and hopefully people understand better and see that the astrology leads right there, and astrology doesn't lie. So I don't know what other spiritual evidence, ethereal evidence I can give anybody to point other than a full name, astrology. And again, you can go watch Christie's. She did the astrology before he was ever caught. It's the same thing, and a matter perception describes it as well. And then you can go watch the astrology that we did, where you talk about what's in his birth chart and what's in the Delphi chart. The Delphi chart is one person, so if you want to go check that out, it's like a 30-minute video. It's in the. But as I said, I think my most accurate reading was the last reading I did, because I was out of the collective. I was chilled out. I was different energy, different time. Everything wasn't crazy because it had been a while. Because when I was doing those other readings, there was a lot of shit around it when I was doing those other readings, which easy to tap into. So that's why when there's like a lot of things going on in a case, it's sometimes hard, because the collective can be so strong and can overtake spirit sometimes. Just like mind reading a chat, if so many people are saying the same thing, you pick it up. So it happens. It's all energy. So that's one thing it's hard to do, and my mentor used to tell me, like, and you have a lot of psychics working on a case, it can screw things up too, because it kind of screws up the energy if you're going a lot of different directions, because not all psychics are accurate, and then they're not reading the energy properly, and then you go in all different directions. It's kind of why I work by myself, because I just want to trust spirit. I don't want to trust anybody else. I want to trust what I get and what spirit gives me. And so that's the reason that I tend to work alone, and I don't watch others. Now, after I've done it, if I want to go look at someone's astrology or something to validate it, everything the AMAP said for Sebastian, I've already said months ago. So it was very validating to me for me to push Stephen and to push the subject. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I need that, because I'm just a human, and I'm like you guys. I have to put all the puzzle pieces together. It's hard. It's hard to put the puzzle pieces together. And I have to keep telling myself, I'm not here to like solve a case. I'm not here to go find the perpetrator. I'm here to just put out the information and try the best that I can to put out the puzzle pieces and hope that it leads somewhere. I mean, we're protected anyways. So if you're thinking negative, if you're low vibration, I wouldn't, if you're sick or anything like that, you don't want to channel, but I don't worry about it. Your light protects it, your guides protects it, your angels protect it, and then you just protect yourself like you can protect yourself. But, a lot of time I don't really have to worry about it. I had to worry about it a lot in Delphi because there was a lot of dark energy I was tapping into, but I'm not afraid of it. I just tell them to get out of here. They know I'm not afraid. Like, they don't scare me. They don't scare me at all. And sometimes they just don't like people with a lot of light. They don't mess with them. So the stronger you are, the brighter your light. You don't even have to worry about it. And like when they come in the EVP, I'm like, get out of here. Whatever, dude. Like, you don't scare me. I'm not scared of them. So, all right. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. I love you. I don't want to say ciao. I never say that. But ciao.